All right. We're going to start. Okay.
Hello.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to Our Kind of Homesteading. We're your hosts, Sherry.
And Shauna.
Good job.
I did it.
She did it. And I guess, yeah, we're kind of on the fence about what to talk about today. I feel like we often are saying we're both in moods.
No, we're not. I'm not in a mood.
You were.
I know, but then we started talking about Bridgerton and it got me out of it.
Me too.
If you haven't watched that show, you should watch it.
New season.
Don't watch it with your kids, though.
Do not watch it with your children.
It is super good.
Lots of sex, but it was just such a great show. And I'm so excited
very
about
attractive people.
Anyways,
I approve.
Nothing to do with homesteading. But it put us in a good mood, so you're welcome because
new season comes out on Friday.
That's right. We're
here for it.
Weird. Surround sound.
Anyways, today we are talking
Back
about
on topic.
spring on the homestead. Just kind of like, it's kind of, Bridgerton, spring on the homestead, sex. Lots of babies.
Sex and babies. Yeah,
happening.
so, yeah, I don't know. I mean, spring means you should most likely have your, garden seeds
You gotta
started.
get your ducks in order.
Your
that
ducks
was a
in
good,
order.
That was
It's
a good
cute.
pun.
It's a good pun. I like it. I approve.
Because, if you guys are new to the show or whatever, can I call it a show? Podcast?
Yeah. I mean, it's a show.
It sounded really
you could really call it whatever the fuck you want to call it, by the way.
It just
Since
sounded
it's
very
ours.
Pretentious.
Welcome to the show.
If
we
you're
have a show.
If you're newer, we did do in the fall, basically how to prepare for winter.
Right.
But now that winter is over, you kind of have to switch gears and, not only prepare for spring, but summer. And so there's just a lot to do and a lot to get organized before, the hustle and bustle really, sets in.
Yeah.
Which I feel like it's always there,
I know, yeah. Anytime we refer to, before the hustle and bustle, we're always hustling and bustling. I mean,
I always thought
it's just continuous throughout the year. There's never a time that I'm like, okay, and I'm done with that, and I get to relax. That doesn't exist. What are you talking about?
There's little fragments throughout the day.
Each day, fragments.
Fragments of
5-second fragments.
What's funny too is they it's homesteading's referred to as the simpler life, and I'm like, it's fairly really hard.
It's not. It's not simple.
It is.
It'd actually be much more simple to just go buy all of our veggies and go buy all of our milk.
I understand
and
the meaning, getting back to basic
to
a
your
simpler
roots and all
simpler
that
life,
jazz.
but it's a lot of work, people.
Yeah.
If you're new to homesteading, well, it's a lot of work.
Get your work cut out for you.
But so springtime, usually for us, that means, we are either getting garden beds ready to be planted in, or we're making new garden beds. So you want to be doing that kind of stuff right now, preparing garden beds, amending soil. If you need to add compost or what have you, you should be doing that now.
Yeah,
sure.
And depending on your growing season, while we're talking about gardening, seeds, you most likely want to already have those in. If you don't, just,
starters, not in your garden, starter seeds in your greenhouse or...
I said seeds.
Well, you said in, meaning in the garden. I didn't want to confuse anybody.
Oh, I did say in. I just meant in a cup of soil. in just
something
get them started.
Other than
in something
your
to
garden
let them grow. Bed. Yes, just in something to get them started. But often I feel like people have very regimented, or there are these ideas that everything has to be so regimented. I don't know. I just start my seeds whenever the fuck I want to start my seeds.
I know.
I just wing it. I started mine after you.
And it will be fine. It will be fine.
Well,
honestly.
but I'll be fine because
of where we live.
We have a very, very long growing season in Northern California, and so that's my point. Was depending on where you live, but then again, you could just keep all your veggies in a greenhouse all year round. That is a possibility if you had a big enough greenhouse.
That's true.
Yeah. So, better late than never, I think, is my point. Just get them
and
started.
If you don't want to start seeds, you can always just buy starters.
Buy starters. Yeah.
I feel like so many people like online are like selling starters now. It's like a way to make like a little cash.
Well, and if you can find in like a Facebook
everywhere.
marketplace group or in your area, you'll get like little starter plans for such a nominal fee versus like going to Home Depot, and you know what I mean?
Or
like
a
you can
nursery.
still go to Home Depot or a nursery, but you can get them for a much better price if you just scan around Facebook.
And usually it's like kind of a cool variety too. Like the ones you'll find, you know, at your regular nurseries and stuff like that. People, because I feel like people always, it's like having like the chicken eggs, like you want all the colors, like people want all the different kinds of tomatoes and stuff. You can find like a lot more from like your groups online.
For sure. Yeah. And that's fun.
That is fun. I love it. But so you want to be, you know, adding shit to your soil, literally, and you know, and it's a perfect time to be cleaning out those chicken coops and your any pens, animal pens, and you can just add that in as like compost. We have compost going all year long, and so anything we're going to be cleaning out all of our coops and everywhere, and then that'll just go all into the new compost pile for next year because we already have, you know, our compost is already broken down and it's all amazing as it is.
Right.
So
you don't want to add anything more to it.
If you are adding if you are adding directly to your garden beds, anything, you do want to let it sit for a few weeks. Otherwise, it could hurt your plant. So you want to kind of give it a minute to chill before you stick a plant in there.
I mean, we've talked about that before, but the rabbit manure and guinea pig manure, you can just add that in.
Absolutely.
You don't have to wait. Like I add that to my plants all year long. I just recently added a ton of rabbit manure and alpaca manure to all of our beds.
You should add some browns now because you probably have a lot of nitrogen. Should add some browns in.
I will.
Yeah. Get some hay or leaves or whatever. I know it's not fall, so
we
it's
have
not like a lot of
hay.
Yeah,
lots
but usually there's lots of bedding straw you can mix in with your compost. Because you do still want to keep that in mind when you're doing your compost. It's a good idea to do like that 50% greens, 50% browns of like the waste. And same with your garden bed. Like just keep that in the back of your head. You kind of want to keep it the same amount.
Because it has to be a certain balance. It's not like super rocket science, but, you know, a little bit.
I feel like people that are really like sciencey, if you will, they probably have amazing garden beds because they probably like, you know, even like
like test. It's like
a lot of people like test their soil, but like they get it down to like exactly like, you know, everything that is needed in the soil and the pH, and it's just amazing.
It's like Dad with his pool.
Yeah.
You just see our dad. So like all throughout the year and even during the winter months, he's out there and his pool is like his Zen garden, right? And so he goes out there and it's like his thing. And then he tests the water and he takes it and he puts the little stuff in it and puts other stuff in it. And he's like, off by 2%, you know? And it's just like, it's hysterical. So yeah, if Dad would, you know,
and
honestly,
if you ever want to piss him off, just go throw something in his pool. Even a person, he hates it.
Yeah, don't. I would not suggest that. Dad is quite intimidating. His scowl. So mad.
I was so mad. So and then just, you know, pulling weeds and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's a huge, like, oh my gosh, I have so much of that to do. So much.
Yeah.
Because I can't let the alpacas in the medicinal garden because they'll just eat everything.
Right.
That's like in there.
So
growing.
It's just.
But there's so much growing.
Weed-eated.
I mean, they're like past my knee. All the grass and weeds and mallow and nettle and everything else in there.
Harvest that.
I'm going to harvest a bunch of it, but I already have so much harvested that I'm way behind on. I hung up a bunch, but I have so much that I need to hang. I'm overwhelmed. Overwhelmed with the nettle.
Yeah. So after you're done like cleaning your garden beds, you know, make sure you're, you know, take out even all the, like the stakes and stuff. You can also use this time to like, if, you know, obviously planning out your garden for this year, but which should already be in the works. But we make little like garden, what are the dooley dads? Tabby thingies. I'm a tomato. What are they? Labels?
Like a label, yeah. Dooley dads, I'm a tomato.
We do different things. Like,
do your tags say I am a tomato?
I'm a tomato. Yeah.
And I'm a cucumber.
I'm a cucumber. We either use like little actual wood stakes that we paint, and then the kids like to paint like the different veggies on it, and then of course I have to write on it because nobody knows what that is compared to that. But you know, they're working on their art skills. I'm not judging. But or you can do even like rocks. You can like paint little rocks.
Yes, yeah.
I'm not like, okay, so
The rocks get lost is our problem. We've tried the rocks before and it just doesn't work out too well.
okay, so here's my thing with garden labels. Okay, so I know it's a tomato plant. I don't need a label to tell me. What I do need is like which variety it is, because that's what I forget like in a hot minute. Like I'm
Who
like,
cares though?
because I care. I don't know, because I want to know, like, because sometimes, you know, when you're like, oh wait, what kind of tomato is this? Am I supposed to be harvesting it right now? You know what I'm saying? Like, some of them are like, oh, they stay green. You know, like.
Well,
I mean, I know you can tell by the feeling
the
and stuff like that.
And they get they get like a glossy look to
yeah,
them
no,
when they
for
need
sure.
to
You
be
know when they're
picked.
done, but
So do you really need to?
I don't know. It would just be
No,
like.
I don't think you do.
I don't think you do.
I think it's just you being like, I want to know what variety that is. But just like, I don't know.
And you know, the other reason
Gardening journal, Shauna. Keep it.
right. Well, the other reason I wanted to know where I plant what and what it is, which is probably too late by now because I have so many little starter seeds that I was like, it's fucking tomato. That's another fucking tomato. They're all like different varieties, and I didn't write any on the cup, so I'm already fucking screwed. So whatever. Maybe
That is
next year.
hysterical.
Maybe
You're like,
next
I
year.
need a variety. No, I didn't write the variety in the cup. I just wrote TOM for tomato.
I did. There's lots of Toms out there in the greenhouse right now.
I knew it. See, when I put my tomatoes in their starter cups, I wrote the variety. I wrote whatever Tom. Whatever
well,
Tom.
aren't you just a special
It's not
lady?
because I'm special. It's because that's just how my brain works. I'm just like, well, yeah, I obviously. But then again, is it going to matter once I go into the beds? Nope.
So this is when it matters. It matters at the end of the season when you're like, what did well?
I only planted 2 varieties.
Well, I didn't. So, yeah. So that's when it matters, because you're like, should I replant this one? Is this the one that did well? Is this the one that like sucked? Is this the one where I only got like 2 fucking tomatoes off of it? Was it completely pointless? It was a waste of space. You know, it's
Yeah,
like
no,
the
for sure.
after the end of the season.
I think if you went with, less varieties,
There's
you might
no
have
yawning
I'm
in
sorry,
baseball.
There's no yawning. You might have better luck if you just held back and didn't go with as many varieties to begin with.
That's hard for me. The holding back part.
That's strange.
Anyways, slightly off topic. That's fine. So
No, it
what
wasn't. We're talking about spring.
Spring has sprung. It's actually the equinox today, isn't it?
Yeah, it's the what, first day of spring, like today.
I know, it's crazy.
It's awesome.
Happy spring.
That's right.
So, and again, like cleaning out your coops and then like de-winterizing, right? So if you went
Yeah.
around and did anything where it was, you know, you had to wrap your pipes and stuff like that, you can take all that stuff off. You know, cleaning any tools, getting stuff out, getting ready, you know, just a lot of like of that thing where it's like the calm before the storm almost, you know?
Never a calm, but yes, I know what you mean.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah, you just have to, well, get shit ready, like.
And then a lot of it is like, you know, if you have chickens and you are planning on baby chickens, we just always have baby chickens. So it's never like, oh, yay, baby chickens. You know what's funny, though? I'm going to get off topic for a second. You know, my husband, like, he's over the amount of chickens we have. He's like, I'm over it, right?
Yeah. I think he has been for a very long time.
Nuance. He literally still, it's like the sweetest thing. He'll still call me when he goes anywhere, like to a feed store or whatever, and be like, hey, there's these types of chicks. And he'll name all the baby chicks. He's like, is there any of them that you wanted?
But then.
Isn't that so, like, I'm always like shocked because I'm always like, you don't want any more chickens. But he knows, like, deep down, like, it makes me so happy to have like all these specific breeds that I want and I've been looking for or waiting on or whatever, you know? I think it's cute.
That's very,
he
very
still
cute.
like calls me. He's like, "Hey, I hate him.
Even though
Do you want any?
Even though I hate
And
it.
even if I was like, yeah, like last year, you know, and he was like, "There's," because I had just lost all of my buff Orpingtons,
Yeah.
in a horrible accident, and well, it wasn't an
I was
accident.
going to
More
say,
of
the dog, puppy ate him.
Oh, yeah.
Puppy's like
more of
eating those.
a dog
That's right.
thing, but and so he like, you know, he was like, "Hey, there's these buff Orpingtons, like, you know."
No, the lavender, I thought.
And lavender.
Yeah.
So they're both.
Oh, okay. Very
And so he's like, "Do you want any of these?" And I was like, "Yeah, you know." And I was like, obviously, like, yeah, I'd bring home the whole thing. Like, I'll take all of them. But, I was like, yeah, just get like, one of each or whatever. And now he brings home like, 2 of each kind plus like 2 more of another one that I didn't even, wasn't even planning on getting.
It's hysterical.
It's just funny. So he's like,
it's your love language.
Sandwiches are my love language.
And chickens.
Sandwiches and chickens. I love a good fucking sandwich.
We know.
Like,
that's how I can tell when she loves me.
yeah, that's how honest my husband says, like, if I love him or not that day is based on the sandwich I pack him for work. Because, like,
Sean's like, love language.
I know.
Love you today. Love language.
This one
hate
day,
you today.
this one day, he like texted me, and he's like, "Sandwiches are your love language," and I'm like, "Yeah, I know. Like, I know I love sandwiches, but like it was just through text, so I didn't really know what he was talking about. And then it dawned on me because I packed him a sandwich and I made sure to, I put like the tomatoes and the lettuce and onions, like I did it. It was like a sandwich. It wasn't just like when it's not that I don't love him. I'm just like, whatever. Yeah, it's like, you just get the bare minimum. It's like you get meat and cheese and bread. You're welcome. Like, fucking eat it. So he's always like, and he says he shows like everybody in the office. They're like, "Does she love you today?" I'm like, "That's horrible."
Because Shauna's husband works with our dad, and so Dad was telling me, he's like, "Yeah, we're always looking over on a sandwich, being like, okay, so what is it today? Does she love you? Is it a love day?"
Oh, that's funny. But yeah, sandwiches are great. What was I talking about?
Yeah, it has to be really good bread.
Ah, yes. The bread is...
I cannot stand Subway.
Bread is where it's at.
I hate Subway because of the bread. The bread fucking sucks.
It does have to be good bread.
Just awful. I just hate it so much.
We have a little sandwich place near us. Not that this has anything to do with homesteading either. But Bridgerton and a good sandwich. Like, what? Best day ever. We have a little sandwich place near us, and it has they make their bread like in-house, it's like just a little deli or whatever.
So good. You're making me hungry.
Oh, and they're just everything they put on it is just delightful. Thank you very much. I want one now. Yeah. But anyways, what were we talking about before sandwiches?
Spring.
Well, yes, I know spring, but where exactly were we at? Chickens. Gosh. Okay. So, getting back to chickens, a lot of people are either incubate their own eggs or they're planning to have chicks because, your egg production will go down as your hen's age increases. And so sometimes every couple of years you either need to get new baby chicks or, hatch them yourself or whatever. So our hens are super broody. Both Sherry and I you guys know that if have been around. So we always have baby chicks. We're never running out of eggs ever.
Or chickens, apparently. And unfortunately, though, when they hatch, most of them turn out to be freaking roosters because our hens sit so hot, and there's so many roosters. So many.
Unfortunate.
We have, I think we're actually even, like, a little off now. We have more roosters than we do hens. All of a sudden. No. It's bad. They've been fighting.
Bad. Oh, no. Especially in spring.
Yeah, no, it's bad. It's bad.
What are you going to do?
My husband is just going to cull some of them, unfortunately.
Aww.
It's the only way. I'm not going to just let them just beat the shit. Because that's even worse, letting them fight to death. And I came in the other day, and one of them was fighting Landon, which is our buff Orpington Roo. He's huge. You're like, what are you even doing fighting him? And they were both so beat up. I didn't think the Orpington was going to make it.
Oh, no.
He did make it. I mean, he was like wings out and his blood's dripping down his
Landon.
face. And he's doing that thing where they open their mouth.
No.
And I was like, he's fucking dying. Great. Fucking great. And that's Legends Rooster. So anyways, no, he didn't though. He made it. He's healthy. He's good. It's amazing how much chickens can heal themselves. We've talked about it before, but like it never ceases to astound me. They're amazing creatures. They just don't heal. I mean, I didn't do anything for him. Not that I didn't want to, but like there wasn't a lot I could do. It was just a bunch of like surface wounds like on his face, and I was like, oh man, he might just die from like a heart attack from being like, I've been fighting for the last 40 minutes because I'm a retard. Like,
so we have
fucking
our
crap is
dog
wrong with them.
Jelly, like he does not let our roosters fight. Or
if Cookie's out there, she would definitely like tackle
anytime, and he doesn't hurt them at all. It's not like he bites
Cookie
them or anything. Yeah, Cookie's like, I want to.
Cookie be like, you can't fight, so I'm killing you.
No, he doesn't hurt them. He just literally just breaks them up. They're not allowed to fight or have sex. Actually,
he's like, none of that.
No breeding or fighting. So anytime Jelly's outside our dog and running around and like any of the roosters are doing any of those things with anybody, he's just like, not on my watch. And he'll just go break him up. And he knows now, like if I'm outside, which I am a lot, and you know, it's usually around this time where if our roosters are going to fight, because, you know, they usually stay to themselves and they have different parts of the property that they keep to.
Right.
And then, but around the springtime, for whatever reason, you know, they get a burr up their ass and they were like, we want all the ladies now. And they'll start fighting and I'll call Jelly and he'll come running from the other side of the property and be like, I got this. And he'll just beeline for them and break them up. And they even like know and they see him coming and they're like,
Run away.
But he doesn't hurt them, so don't worry.
Even if he did, they most likely deserve it. Little assholes. Like I know, like with Landon, like another rooster comes over, tries to take one of his hens, you know, and he's like, no, those 15 are all mine. They're all for me. And so then he, you know, stands up for what's his, right? And then they just fight though. And see, the other ones are really good at fighting because they are essentially a fighting breed. Not that we do that with them, but anyways, my husband rescued a few years ago and now we have 1 million. So anyways, and so they're, you know, I'm going to fight you. And Landon's like, I mean, I'm bigger. I'm going to try to fight you. But he really doesn't stand a chance, even though he's much bigger.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, that breed that we have is just super...
just so hardy and tiny
intense.
And just really intense. Yes, they're just like...
really intense.
Really, really crazy.
So if you are... We actually had... you know, like when we had a hen hatch like a clutch of eggs, and then she had... You know, when they get up and they have like their babies and they're like, okay, well, whatever, the rest of the eggs, you can just all die. Even if you were going to hatch in a couple days, we don't care. You know, like get over it.
Yeah.
And like, especially, and it's always like, it's still really cold out. So it's not even like the poor thing could hatch.
Yeah, no,
if
our
given
chickens,
the opportunity.
this certain breed has babies all year round. And I know that's so weird to some people. They're like, how is your chicken hatching babies? And they do it all freaking year round.
Yeah. And they'll
But you just
sit on
have baby
anything.
chickens.
They
Yeah.
will sit on anything.
Yes.
And so, you know, if I know that the egg's like viable, I can't, like, I don't have, like, I can't just let it, like, I can't just leave it alone. I have to.
Yeah, no.
I have to try.
Yeah, we
even
take
though
them
I'm
and
like,
try
you're
to.
going to be a rooster. I'm like,
Chances of you being a rooster are 75%.
and
Great.
we ended up having to take a couple of these babies too, because the mom, again, she was off with her clutch, and then the babies that were kind of just hatched, they were like, you know, they were going to die because it was like raining and cold, and
Oh, yeah, they don't stand a chance.
they weren't going to make it.
Yeah.
And she was already like, okay, peace out. And so I took the couple that just had hatched and then the eggs that were left, and we just put them inside in a little pen, and we just had a heat lamp on them. And I had the little eggs like under like a little blanket right under the heat lamp. And my kids are holding the 2 chicks. This is probably like a week later. That's like, it was just crazy to me. It was quite a good time afterwards. And we weren't like, these eggs, they were only incubated by their mother and turned and everything else. Like I didn't even turn them. I just left them hoping that they would hatch that day. That's what I was thinking.
Right.
And I was literally almost going to throw these eggs out because that was to the point where I was like, they're not going to hatch now. Right.
Right.
And so, my sons like my son and daughter, they both are sitting in the living room holding the baby chicks. This is like a week later, and we hear like this little peeping noise, right? And Ronan's like, it's coming from those eggs. I was like, honey, they're not gonna hatch. You silly child. And like, I was like, no. I was like, did you leave one of the babies by itself in there? And they're like, no. And like, literally, the peeping noise was coming from the egg, you know. And I was like, oh my god, this fucking thing's gonna hatch. And then, sure enough, and like we were able to like watch it and film it, and slowly but surely. And it was just cool because it's not like it was in incubator. You didn't have to like,
right.
But we could still watch it like right in front of us happening, and you know, that kind of, it's like you have to leave them alone and kind of let them like the baby chick like figure it out because you don't want to like hurt them. And there's all kinds of things if you try to like take the shell off for them, so you kind of just have to leave it. Leave them to it, and it takes forever.
It's a slow process. It can take upwards of like, you know, sometimes like over a day.
Yeah, and it did take.
It takes a while.
It took hours. Like I think it took. I can't remember now. I don't want to say anything because I'm going to be wrong. But it did take a while, but it was cool to watch it like that because, you know, we've hatched a bunch of chicks, but we rarely get to watch it. And so it was fun for the kids to see. And then, you know, of course, it was a rooster, if you were wondering.
We've done that a
Still
couple
have him.
times.
He's a good rooster.
We've done that a couple of times. I don't even know if we still have those ones. There's so many. There's everywhere. But like, and the kids were like overjoyed. It was very, very fun. Very fun experience, and they thought that they had actually like, I did that.
Yes. Yes, and it was kind of cool because I was like, how did that happen? And then the other one, I was scared to like
because
throw it
I
out.
think at one point during their
gestation.
Thank you. They don't really need turned anymore.
Right.
It's just in those first couple weeks, and then after that, they
like
just
frequent.
basically need like warmth. They just need like intense heat, basically. And then you're.
It was just crazy to me though, because I was just like, it's not gonna hatch. I was like literally gonna throw it away like the next day, and I was like, well, fucking good thing you.
I know, right?
But yeah, so a lot of people like you need to get if you have an incubator, if you're deciding to hatch your own eggs, like make sure you understand all of the workings of that because there's a lot that goes into it.
There's incubators that you can buy that actually turns your eggs for you.
Yes.
Like they're more expensive, of course. Or you save money and just, get a normal incubator, or not normal, but just basic one that you would go in and turn the eggs, but you have to know, timing and stuff because it is pretty frequent.
The baby chicks are like the easiest thing because they basically hatch and you stick them under a heat lamp and then you're good to go. So you have to have like those things ready. Having your chick brooder, if you haven't had that built, you need a chick brooder for sure. You need a heat lamp for sure. The chick waterer and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But beyond that and like some kind of like chick start. I know we've had didn't we have an episode on baby chicks?
Yeah, we did.
So you can always refer to that one if you want any more information on baby chickens. But beyond that, they're pretty easy. Like you don't have to do too much heavy lifting, if you will. But
the maintenance they're so easy. I mean, just ridiculously easy.
It's a good baby animal to start with if you're getting into baby animals. And then beyond that, like if you are having any other baby animals on like for spring or whatever, like you need to get your birthing kits ready because like with goats, we're just always in helping goats deliver. And you think, and like I even remember in high school, I was late one day to some stupid class, and because our goats were delivering that morning and I had to help deliver them. Yeah. And then, we were able to deliver them. And then so I got to class late and I was like, oh, I'm sorry. My goats gave birth today and I had to help them. And the teacher, teachers can be, no offense to some of your teachers, but he was like, I don't understand how you would need to help like a goat. Isn't it a goat? Like it's an animal, right? Like, can't they just do it on their own? And I was like, no, but I was like young. And so I was just like, no. Some of them
Did your mom need help having you? Because we're also animals.
I was just like, I was just so like weirded out. And I was like, why are you talking to me? Do you have goats?
I know. Don't talk about something that you don't know nothing about, okay?
Right? So weird.
It is kind of when you do think about like goats out in the wild, right? Versus like, but you have to remember domestication. Yeah, it adds things, but it also takes things away from animals. And
well, even in the wild, a lot of times shit goes wrong and happens, and they die, and the baby dies, and there's nobody there to help them.
Exactly.
Like you being,
I mean, and then there's times when like Leah, our doe that she gave birth last July, she had 4 basically by herself. Like we walked in the pen and there was 2 on the ground.
It was super easy.
And then she had 2 more, just boom, boom, 4 freaking babies, and just all on her own essentially. So you have goats that can do it, but then you have other goats that they need help. And I had a pygmy that was a couple years ago, and it got bad to a point where like I was like, shit, I'm gonna lose this mom and all these babies. But I was able to get them out, and it's like so terrifying, but you just do what you gotta do. And they were all fine, and the mom lived and the babies lived and they were all good. But if we hadn't been there, there would have been losses. For sure.
Exactly. So it's like so your
birthing kit, getting back to your original point of all this, like that is very important to have on hand, just in case things go awry, just in case you do have to jump into the pen. If you want to have, and we have a video. No, that's a video on. We don't have a video on birthing kit.
We should make one.
Okay, so we will try to put that together because I think that'd be a really cool video.
Yeah.
There's lots of things you need, lots of different supplies. You can get things anywhere, your local Walmart, CVS, whatever, Target. And yeah, it just, if you need to go in and help a goat, then you want to be prepared. Like that's the worst feeling, to be like, oh my God, I need to go help this goat, but I have no preparations, I don't, and then nothing's ready, and now I can't help my goat.
And honestly, if you don't have anything and you can just get some KY jelly and towels, you're pretty good.
Yeah, that too. Lots of towels.
Yeah, lots of towels.
Yep, even empty feed bags. That's another
for
thing
trash
you could
and
use.
stuff,
Well, not even trash, but something you could put under the mom, so when she does give birth, the baby's not all covered in fucking crap, because literally.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, anyways, but we'll make a short video on that.
Yeah, we
That'd
should.
be a good idea.
Okay. So yeah, getting all that stuff together before, like, obviously, like Sherry said, like, you're in the thick of it, because then it's too late. And if you don't have it like ready where you can just pick it up and like go out, or when your goat's starting to go into labor, or not just a goat, but
anything
whatever
you have on your farm,
then it's just going to be like, trying to run around and put things together, like just have it all in one place in we keep it like in a, what's that little thing called? Does it have a
just
name?
like I don't know.
You get it from the dollar store, and they're plastic. They have a handle, and it's like, usually people put cleaning supplies in them. That's what like our birthing kit is. It's like that.
Oh, that thing.
Yeah.
I thought we had it in the other thingy with the.
That's where mine
okay.
is.
Oh, okay. I think we have
yours
something
might be.
on.
Yours might be like an actual like a kit.
Okay.
What's
lots of hand signals. We just have ours in essentially like a little tote on like wheels with like a lock, not a lock, but little flippy down.
No, that's
See,
your first aid
you're
kit.
affecting me. You have no words. It's affecting me.
That's rude.
I'm saying.
No, that's your first aid kit you're thinking of. That's not your birthing kit.
No, we have another one, not the same exact thing.
No, the birthing kit's in a thingy. It's like a thing that. Shut up. Just shut up.
We're gonna make a fucking video, okay?
Okay, you'll see it.
You're gonna see it. No more hand signals and whistling.
The whistles help.
The whistles. You or who? Who are you helping?
Everybody. Raise your hand if this helps.
Put your hand down.
So there is a lot to, I guess, prepare for like spring and before you get into summer. And then obviously just like the cleaning of everything.
The cleaning is huge for us. We have to, I usually go through and get my chicken coop really cleaned out, even though I suppose I did that. I did kind of just do that. But anyways, that part is, and I guess honestly, it's just the gardening.
I think the gardening is always
huge,
seems
because
like
mine's just like it looks like
overgrown.
It looks like something out of some like
Jurassic Park.
Seriously.
Put little baby dinosaurs in there.
It's so bad. It's so tall. Everything is just so overgrown. And so that's probably my biggest like hurdle to overcome. Like my biggest, okay, I got to get that done.
Our garden, we're like, making the beds and stuff. So it's not horrible. We still have, I'm like getting nervous because we still have like one whole garden bed to make. And it did take some time. So we got to get on that.
Excuse me.
Bless you. But we have already started most of our seedlings. I still have like a few more that I want to start. And then beyond that, like, yeah, it's a going.
Yeah.
It's getting there.
I mean, it goes.
But the other thing that I was going to say too, before, and it's not like you have to get like right on this, but I always like to try to clear out the space where I'm planning to put all of my like canned goods that I'm going to make. Because like I know canning doesn't happen until like usually the end of, summer and stuff, so you have some time, but I just feel like the summer is so hard to like keep up with everything and like your garden and stuff. You just like you run out of that time where you kind of have like a little bit more of like, okay, like these projects need to get done. I would like to find like, I usually was keeping them in some like cabinets, but now I have like the pantry that Anna's finished and it looks amazing and I love it. So I'm going to try to, have shelves in there. So anyways, just like coming up with the.
Yeah. Well, because obviously you need the space to store all the crap that you can.
Mm-hmm. Storage is important.
That's right.
Yeah.
No, that's a good tip. I like it.
Yeah. I liked it too. It's like spring cleaning, but extra spring cleaning because you live on a homestead. Like you're not just spring cleaning your house. You have to spring clean everybody else's house that lives on your property. And then have to figure out like even like things like, okay, I have to figure out jars and where they're going to go for all the canned goods and all that shit. So lots of cleaning is involved. right now,
Yeah, for sure.
which I need to get on.
On top of just your daily cleaning of like.
Well, that's why it's like hard
It's
because
just,
like
like,
most people
yeah.
they're like spring cleaning and they like post it on Facebook and they're like, you know, I don't know, organizing a closet and you're just like,
like, wait, you have time to organize your closet?
yeah. I'm like, come do mine.
I organized my closet right before Christmas.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's brave.
it's really my only time. It's basically it's me down to the wire, being like, this has to get done, and then I just do it because it has to get done.
Why?
Because I use my closet to store gifts. I use the closet to shove all the shit that I don't want to be out in like the areas that everyone's going to be on Christmas Day. That's where everything
We have
goes.
Christmas at Sherry's house.
Yeah, so that's where everything goes is in my
Is
closet.
in your closet, so it has to
So
be
it has
free
to be
of all the shit. So you
free
can put
of
more
all
shit
the
in.
normal shit to put more shit that I will then pull out of it when everyone is like,
I like it.
yeah,
I like it.
it's a system. I don't know.
It's good. It works.
It works.
It's been
It works for
working.
me. It's been working. It's what we do.
I hate spring cleaning.
I
like organizing, but only like fun things.
Yeah, ditto. I would much rather clean outside. I know that sounds weird because there's dirt outside. But like,
for sure.
I mean, like getting things just picked up and
Even
dump
like
piles, just
your
like
porch.
Yes,
I love
thank
cleaning off my
you.
porch.
Thank you.
And it's never like that messy, so like I really don't.
My front porch can just be a mess. My back
I usually
porch
have
never
chicken
is.
shit all over my front porch.
No, we don't have chickens. Well, I mean, we have chickens, but they don't come down
Like,
my porch.
you're a liar.
Cookie says no. And
Yes.
they know that.
My
she'll just kill
chickens
them.
wait for me in the morning. The ones that don't go into the coop, that they like choose death because they want to be eaten by predators. They've actually been fine. Like we haven't had any predator problems beyond the puppy who now doesn't eat chickens anymore.
Well, you could probably thank the puppy.
Yeah, I know that for
Yeah,
sure because
yeah.
he stays out really
Yeah.
late at night.
Yeah.
But so
he's like, I am the predator, but I'm also keeping predators away.
no, he no longer chases chickens or has eaten a chicken in a very long time. So knock on wood.
Or so you think.
Yeah. No, I would know.
She's all offended. I would know.
But my chickens, like when I open the door, all the ones that don't go in the coop are like just waiting for me. They're like, breakfast, please. So I just have so much chicken shit all over the porch all the time. Honest hates it.
Yeah, see, we used to have chickens down at the house. And see, I just made a joke. It was Cookie. It was me. I would just, you couldn't even walk one step without stepping in chicken shit. No. Like, I'm sorry, this is not my reality. Like, I didn't build the porch for you to shit on, you fuckers. I built it so I could come out here and enjoy myself. Drink my fucking
enjoy
tea.
it with a little bit of chicken poop on it.
No, that's disgusting.
You're so mean.
No, it's disgusting. I
You
hate
can
it
drink
so
your
much.
tea, just don't be barefoot.
You have a problem. Yeah.
Noted.
Yes. Yes. So
What?
no,
I just
I
don't-
kicked the chickens off. I would just chase them away with a broom every single time they would come on the porch. We
You're
stopped
so
feeding them down there.
mean.
You were so mean. Don't care. You're not offending me whatsoever. Not one little itty bitty bit. Like, I don't have chicken
You're
shit on my
mean.
porch, and it's wonderful.
I couldn't kick them
I
off.
love it. Oh, I could.
They, like-
I have.
No, like it's just like
I
how
can for
my
you.
house, how are like everything set up? Like they just, I don't know.
They're not dumb. They're much smarter than you give them credit for.
No, I know, but like
Like
it's
they just, I mean, they're all over the property everywhere else, and the property like comes right up onto my porch, right? It's like they just know they can't come on my porch. They're like, that one's a bitch.
she's gonna
She
chase
doesn't-
you with the broom.
She doesn't let us on the porch.
That's funny.
Yeah, and they know. They just don't. They'll come down the hill to get the girls if the girls are out late for feeding. They come down the hill and they stand there like, no, they don't come on the porch, but they just stand there waiting like,
No,
are you gonna
chickens
come out and feed us?
can like recognize so many different like people.
People, yeah.
Yeah,
they
like
know
faces.
the girls.
Yeah.
They definitely know the
They,
girls.
like, can
They
recognize
know me too.
faces.
I feed them all the time, but
And they probably
Yeah.
know you as the one who chases them with the broom.
I also give treats and I feed. So there's love there.
Is there?
Yeah, there is. They just can't come on my porch. It's a very simple rule. I just want this. It's not a big space. That's all I want. I just want this space. This is mine. Okay? I just don't want chicken shit on it. You can shit on the rest of the 10 acres. I mean, go for it. Have fun.
That's how I feel about my dogs when they like they want to like play and like roughhouse right next to me and like they run into you and stuff and I'm like, you have 5 acres.
You have 5 acres.
Like go play someplace else. Like why do you have to play at my feet? But they're like children. They're like, look at me, mom. Look, watch me.
Yeah. I also do not let my dogs do that. That's ridiculous.
You sound really mean.
I'm not mean. I just
sound
there's things
like a
that can't
very-
happen. no chicken shit in the
Harsh.
Porsche. Believe me, if we went for months with just covered, okay, I can't even talk about it. It makes me mad. Disgusting. And then I just saw that video, Mom, and they're like, I don't even know. That was so funny. Disgusting, that video. So fucking funny.
I was like,
And
"All right,
then
where are we at
the
right
dogs,
now?"
the dogs, that is actually, that can be quite dangerous. You don't have as big of dogs as I have. And if my dogs run into me while playing, I'm going to fall.
Oh, I thought we were still on the chicken shit thing, and I was like, what can
No,
be
because
dangerous?
you're telling me that I'm mean for not letting my dogs play at my feet and for taking the
Oh,
chickens off my porch.
You are mean.
Well, noted. It's fine. Again, no offense.
Well, anyways, so there is a lot to do for spring. I feel like it kind of starts off like more of like a lull, and then it kind of gets like crazier and crazier.
Yeah.
As it like as like
It's like a
plant,
crescendo in a song.
yeah, as
Yeah,
like the
for sure.
planting season gets closer, like May is like my deadline for like everything, and I'm like, I freaking have a month left, basically like a month and a half. So I have a lot to do. I have a lot to do. So you probably have a lot to do too. We appreciate you guys stopping by and listening. Sherry's gonna take a nap.
I'm sorry. Yes, I am. And
Oh, if you guys could though, like it would be super helpful. I don't like so helpful for us. If you guys could comment either on iTunes, like you just scroll to the bottom if you are listening through iTunes, or if you comment on Captivate, Sherry can leave it in the show notes. I don't think you can comment in Spotify. I don't think there's a place for
you
it.
can also comment in. Are you talking about rating?
Yeah.
So rating you can do on Podchaser. There'll be a link for that. That link is going to say Captivate. There's Podchaser and Captivate are like together. So you hit on that and I'll say, leave a review. And so that will be in the show notes. And then, yeah, Apple, you can also leave a review on
Apple and,
but it just
and the
helps
Google
us out.
one. Isn't Apple and iTunes?
Yeah, Apple, yes.
That's the same, right?
Yes, I believe so.
We don't know where we're at.
Anyways, it helps us out. It really does help us out a ton.
It helps us,
because
like, be
think about
able-
when you guys are looking either for a podcast to listen to, or you're just looking for anything, really anything at all off Amazon, or wherever you shop. I automatically will look at reviews because I want to know, okay, really, what do people think about this? And so if you're really enjoying our show, if you know the people that are enjoying our show, we would absolutely love if you could just go and just rate it and do a little, 2-sentence blurb. It doesn't have to take you like a year. It's just like,
we want a year out
5
of you.
seconds anyway.
Yeah, it's so helpful,
Yeah.
and then that way, like, more people can find us, and it helps us to be able to continue to provide you with our
Yeah,
podcast. So
and to grow and
that would
stuff.
be awesome.
Yes.
But besides that, I think that's it, and we will talk
Yeah.
to you all next week. So
That's right.
Yeah. Goodbye.
Bye, guys.